guys, I'm Steve. All I see is lights, finally. I'm sorry to put you through that. It's just for those of you who don't know me, I'm Steve Blum. I'm a voice actor from LA, and that's kind of what I do. Well, not that, but what you just saw. That's kind of what I do, mostly with my finger in my nose. This is my first time to Atlanta, and I just, before I started, I just want to thank you guys for such an incredible, warm welcome here. I've felt a deep connection to Atlanta for many, many years, and been on the phone with the guys from Toonami for half of my life, it seems. So I've always done it from a studio in LA over the phone with them here in Atlanta, and it's nice to finally come here and meet you all in person. So thank you guys again for having me. Well, without further ado, I think we'll just open it up to questions and see what's on your mind.
You're closed. Come on up. By the way, this is being recorded for YouTube, so you'll be on YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
Hi, YouTube. Okay, first off, big fan, everything you do. You're a good voice actor. I love you.
Thank you. I love you too. I'm not afraid to say it.
Second, not long ago, I was watching Digimon Tamers, which great show, and it was the first episode, and I actually saw your name in like the translation credits, I think, for one of the episodes, and I was wondering if you had anything to do with the dub other than voice acting.
Yes, I had nothing to do with translation because I can barely speak English. But what I did do was write the ADR scripts for many of those episodes, on 2 seasons of Digimon, in fact. And so I was fully invested in that show. That was probably the only show I've ever watched end to end as soon as it happened, because I was integral in the writing process and had to be.
Well, I'm glad. It was one of those shows that could integrate, like, it was the comedy from like the American dub, but also it was stayed more true than I guess the rest of them. And I don't know, it was a really good dub.
We loved working on that show. It had a lot of heart.
I loved watching it.
And I love working on Gilmore. It satisfied a lot of kid stuff in me that I couldn't let out in other places, you know.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Maybe we should start a line there so we can keep it going. Yeah. Yeah. Hi. Thank you.
Start up live.
Okay, pandemonium ensues. How may I be of service?
Quickly gotta be.
I can't even see you. There we go. Okay, now I can see you.
I was wondering, this is probably kind of a weird question, but since you voiced these characters both so well, I was going to know who you did when between Spike and Amon.
Spike and who?
Amon.
Amon. Ooh. Oh man, Spike because he's got a gun. He has some cool moves, but he can't run away from a bullet. So.
I've been told for the Toonami panel we need to have you talk the Toonami crew into liking Korra. That's apparently a request. You have to talk them into liking the show.
And talk them into liking it?
Yes.
They don't like it?
Apparently not.
Oh, we'll have words about that.
Fisticuffs.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. It's gonna be a throwdown, baby.
This is kind of a weird question too, but as you can tell, I'm Darsha from Wolverine. That's actually my personal favorite of your roles, and specifically because I think you did a beautiful job at the crazy scenes, and I was really impressed because before that, I'd only ever seen you as like Spike and Yuma and other stuff. I didn't know you could do that, and I was wondering, is that at all hard to do, like the crazy and the just over the top, you know, insane characters, or?
Oh no, there's a lot of crazy up in here. It's actually kind of a relief to get to do that sort of thing. The more nuanced characters, for me anyway, are the harder ones, especially on really quiet, you know, emotional type scenes. But when you get to be big and broad and crazy, go nuts, you know, it's for me that's the easiest stuff to do.
Well, because like what sold me was like, I don't know if you remember, but the scene where his wife dies. That,
oh yeah.
Yeah, that sold me.
That one was hard. That particular scene was hard.
I think you nailed it.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I had a lot of pain to draw on. Thank you. You look beautiful.
Alright, here we go. Back then, did you ever think that you were going to be really popular when you first did like your first voiceover? And what role do you think that set you for this career, that you'd be hired forever for other companies?
Wow. Well, the answer to the first question is really easy. I never thought I'd be popular for any reason. I was one of those kids. I was kind of fat growing up, and I was always the last one picked on the sports teams, and I always felt like I was sort of good at a bunch of things, but never really good at anything. And so I never expected this to become what it's become. And it was just that I invested myself in it so fully, and I loved it so much that I didn't do it for fame. I didn't do it to get rich. I didn't really care if anybody watched. I was just having fun doing it. So it just came as a giant surprise for me, and still does. I mean, I'm still shocked when people, have as big a reaction to things as they do, especially when it touches people on a personal level. And probably the show that really turned my career would be Bebop, I think, more than anything else. I'm so grateful for that show. It really changed everything for me. So, yeah,
Thank you.
I'm wearing Spike on my arm.
Oh.
Hey.
Hi.
Who's your favorite character to voice, and what do you do to get into character?
My favorite character to voice is whoever I'm voicing today, because I have to be there. I have to be there fully for that character. So I can't pick any favorites from the past because they're all like part of my psyche, and they fight when I try to choose one. So I said this a couple of weeks ago at a con in Washington, D.C. that my favorite character that week was Guard A, because I knew I was going to be playing Guard A in some show on Monday. I hadn't even read the script. I didn't know what it was, but that's where it is. And what was the second part of the question?
How do you get into character?
Scream on the freeway. Yeah, for me, I don't have a big process to prepare for characters other than just to warm up my voice, to do, warm-up exercises and things that look horrible. But in a lot of cases, even if I think I'm prepared for a character, when I get in the studio, they change it up anyway. So I just have to prepare myself for the session and prepare myself for anything to happen, and then I'm pretty good. I never know what's coming. You're very welcome.